Hey everybody, want to save some money on diesel? Doesn't everyone? So as promised, here's my recap on the money that we saved using the Open Roads EFS cards. So the savings that I'm going to show you are from my trip to Wisconsin, our solo trip, Eva and I, on our trip to Wisconsin and back last month, where the trip was a little over 2,500 miles. And the important thing to remember when you look at the savings is the state of Illinois. They offer a very small discount, and you may be better just using Gas Buddy if you'd like to do that to save probably more money, because we're talking on a full fill up, maybe saving $1. But the rest of the states, you're going to have really good savings. I can't speak to like California or any of those places, but you know, to the West Coast, but at least in the center of the country, moving up there, you're going to get really good, decent discounts. And I've looked at Gas Buddy when we've traveled and compared the prices to the diesel discount I can get using the EFS card, and I've never found Gas Buddy to give me a better price. So let's talk about what the EFS card is and what it isn't. It's not a credit card. It's a debit card linked to your bank account. It's not a card that you can use for regular gasoline. It's only for diesel. And it's not a card that you can use outside the truck lane. So you have to remember that it's a truck lane use only card. It's also not a card that's going to give you a discount anywhere you go. You need to look at the app to look at locations that are in the area that you're traveling, and it will also show you what the prices are. So I would recommend when you use that card to make sure that you're kind of looking at a broad range, because discounts do vary by station. So you want to get the best price. So you might have to travel 10, 15 more miles down the road. Maybe you'll get a better price at a different station that's listed on the app. Although it is linked to so it is a debit card linked to your bank account, soon they're going to be rolling out where you can actually link a credit card to your EFS account. However, there's going to be a 3% additional charge for doing that. So I would really recommend that you just go the debit card route and save as much money on diesel as you possibly can. Now, one thing beyond the savings with EFS is the convenience of being able to go through the diesel truck lanes. There's no more jockeying in and out of regular gas pumps to get your diesel fuel. And in one of my previous videos, I actually talked about a Coachman travel trailer we had that became nightmarish to wiggle into the pumps and wiggle out again, because the wheels were placed in such a way that it made it very difficult to get that tail swing to work correctly so that we could get easily in and out. So that was kind of a nightmare. So obviously those worries are out the window now. So let's quickly just go to the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet, if you look across at it, it starts with the date that I did the fuel, and then it tells you the number of gallons that I pumped and what the per gallon pump price was without the discount, and then what the total price was without the discount. So remember, EFS is going to take a very small little fee out of your savings. So the next column shows that dollar value, so on the top row, the 35.31 is actually what I spent after the fees were deducted. So the price per gallon went from a pump price of 3.689 to a $3.17 per gallon charge. So my savings were $5.82. So that's pretty decent. Would have been more if I'd done a full fill up, but that was a pretty small fill up. So anyway, that's the way you read it across. And I've highlighted Illinois because, as I mentioned, there's really hardly anything you're going to gain there except the convenience factor, which I think is worth something anyway. So over the course of the trip, I saved $95.44. And I might have saved a little bit more, not sure, but I might have saved a little bit more had I decided in Illinois to use Gas Buddy and maybe seek out a station that I was willing to go into and get diesel there. But now I don't need to worry about that. I'll take the convenience factor and I'll get in the truck lane and I'll save the $1.04 on my fill up and I'll just keep going on my merry way because the convenience factor to me is worth something. So, I saved a chunk of change, less stress, filling up. And one last thing that I did want to mention is you can get DEF at the truck stop lanes, but keep in mind you're not going to get any sort of a discount on it. And if you're curious about what the process is in the truck lanes to use that card, I will attach a video up here so you can take a look at it and get an idea of what you need to do when you're at the pump lanes, because when I started this thing, I had no clue and it was a little confusing.
Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your EFS card into the pump and pull it out quickly, and then you are going to select tractor fuel on the next screen. Reefer is if you'd have a reefer, but RVers are not going to have reefers, so it is tractor fuel. If you need DEF on the next screen, that's where you're going to select it. It'll be authorized after you finish pumping your diesel. So don't worry, as soon as you hang up that diesel pump, it's going to say authorizing DEF. You can go pick up the DEF and fill up your DEF tank. If you don't need DEF, just hit skip. Next screen will ask you if you want a cash advance. I always say no. If you need a cash advance, I believe they'll let you have $200, but you have to go inside to deal with that. The next screen will say, do you want any additional products? I always say no. The next one will now ask you for your control number, and the control number is the last 4 of your social security number. So enter that in and press enter, and then it will say authorizing diesel. And of course, that also means that when you're done, if you've selected DEF, you'll be able to use that as well.
So that'll at least clear that up for you. So I think that's it. I think it's worth getting this card, and I will put a link down below to the Open Roads website so you can at least look at it, see what you think. But I think the savings are worth it. I think the convenience factor is worth it. And I think you'll save a lot of money if you do it, especially if you're traveling a lot. And certainly over 2,500 miles, in my mind, is traveling a lot. So that's it for now. Until next time, happy fueling.